Today we're working on a command called quiet. Quiet. Yesterday, Scout decided, and I'm going to put the camera on him. He figured out that if he barks, he gets a response. This is a new bigger crate, and since he's been here a month, and I always put him in his crate when I eat because I don't want him eating at the table. So we're working on quiet. Quiet. A lot of times dogs have to be given up because people live in apartments and the dogs are too noisy. And in fact, my other dog hardly ever barked. So I'm sure my neighbors are a little bit annoyed, and we're going to work on quiet. So I have told Scout that if he's quiet, he can have a piece of peanut butter toast. Quiet. Sit. 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 Good boy. Quiet. Now normally I'm nowhere near his crate when I'm eating, and he's in a bigger crate because we're testing this out. I'm not sure that he'll feel more secure in a bigger crate. You can tell that he wants this. I'm right in front of his crate, and this would be when he's barking to beg, because I'm almost teasing him by sitting in front of him eating. But this is the way that if he does bark and then he's quiet, he can have a treat. The other thing he's been doing is barking whenever I leave the house, and I have to address this anyway. If I have to go somewhere without him, I can't leave him barking at home. Quiet. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to walk away with my toast, and we're going to see what he does. Quiet. Quiet. quiet, good boy. Good boy. Sit. 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 Scout. Sit. 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 So this is not surprising. He's in his own space. He's in his crate. He probably figures he doesn't have to sit if he doesn't want to. One thing I did was walk over to the door and open it and look outside, which has been another trigger for him to start barking. So far he's doing very well. Sit. Sit. Quiet. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Quiet. Quiet. Yesterday I had people coming and going, and I had to leave him in his crate more than normal, and he did a lot of barking, and this is why I have to nip this in the bud right away, because what he had figured out was he was getting a response yesterday because we had the doors open. He knows how to get out. He had to be in the crate. He knew I was compensating for things and voiced his opinion quite a bit. And I can't, personally, I don't want to live under the threat that the landlord is going to say your dog barks too much. I want him to bark when there's a problem. Sit, quiet. Sit, sit, scout, sit, sit, quiet. Sit. So now he's figuring out whether or not I really mean that he has to sit quiet before he gets this. Sit, quiet. Good boy. Dogs want to do the right thing. But at the same time, like earlier, he was barking, and it was not my fault. He wanted to go out. And I had some poop bags near the garbage can, and when I went to pick them up, he knew I was taking them out in the garbage, and he wanted to go out. So he started barking. You have to really pay attention to what your dog is saying. But at his age, and now he's 6 months, he needs to learn how to communicate correctly. And part of that is only barking when there's a real issue. Right? Sit quiet. Sit quiet. Good boy. Good boy. So hopefully I'll now be able to say to him, sit quiet. Eventually, I'm doing it with treats now, but hopefully I'll be able to say that to him. As he ages, he'll know what I expect of him. And then, because he's smart, and I will be able to tell if he's not doing it, that there must be some kind of a problem or an issue that he's trying to tell me. I'm going to walk away one more time. And now, probably from this point on, anytime I put him in his crate, I'll say sit quiet before I give him any kind of a treat. And that's how he'll learn. He has to be quiet in his crate. Unless, you know, there's a fire or the roof caves in or something like that. quiet, sit, quiet, 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 sit, quiet. Good boy. Good boy. So that time I went to both doors that are right here in the room, and when I was going to go out the back door is when he started to bark. And he's a puppy who doesn't want to be alone, and you can't let him run the house. Quiet. And I keep saying quiet now because I'm reinforcing what he's doing right. Quiet. Good boy. Sit quiet. Sit quiet. Good boy. Good boy. Sit quiet. And I'm only going to do this, I'm going to end the video now, but I'm only going to do this for like 10 minutes at a time. He needs to see a pattern of behavior that's expected. So I have to be consistent and in small increments so that it doesn't become anything more than, guess what, this is how we live. And the way we live is you have to be quiet. Quiet. Scout being quiet? Is Scout being quiet? What a good boy. What a good boy. One more, then we're all done. One more.